Allen Iverson is not just one of the most special players to have graced the NBA. He's an icon whose influence transcends championships and stats. One of the few to cross up the GOAT, Michael Jordan, Iverson's impact on basketball is monumental. Despite his smaller stature, his skill, playmaking, and scoring ability set him apart as one of the greatest competitors in the league history. My favorite moment from Iverson's career has to be when he crossed over Michael Jordan, leading up to a mid-range pull-up. Now, that's really one of the most iconic moments we've seen in the game of basketball. This play was not just about skill, but it was a statement showing that even the greatest could be humbled by Iverson's agility, confidence, and of course, his crossover. So before we move any further, I just want to say thank the Lord above, King Jesus, for another day and another opportunity. So comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I'll definitely be sure to get back to you with a response. And if it's your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the rich family. Now let's get into the breakdown of this gameplay. So Allen Iverson never actually won a championship ring, but Iverson's legacy in the NBA is arguably more significant than many who have. So he wasn't just an icon, but a symbol of the game's spirit, bringing a level of confidence, swag to his play that was something that was truly unmatched. And when you think of Allen Iverson, you recall the cornrows, the flashy playmaking, and that legendary crossover, possibly one of the nastiest we've ever seen to this day. And even today, his play style is something that is still unparalleled. You know, it really did highlight how special it is to replicate even a fraction of his game in NBA 2K25. I'm truly thankful for that. You know, creating an Iverson build in NBA 2K25 not only is it about capturing, you know, that pure confidence and skill, but this year on that defensive end, shorter builds like this are often left lacking and a disadvantage when it comes towards that defensive side. But with this archetype, I've ensured that you can reach a 99 steal rating, especially if you want to make the adjustment to do so. And that's going to make you one of the best defenders on the court at all times. And this build isn't just about defense, but it's loaded with offensive firepower. And it really does embody that spirit of Iverson, man. So AI did face a lot of controversy, yet his competitive spirit and unique personality, you know, that's something that is missed in today's league. You know, he brought a distinctive vibe to the Philadelphia 76ers with, you know, his on-court confidence. But even with his off-court swag, man, I'm telling you, Iverson is a player that a lot of people even looked up to. You know, for this build, it really focuses on maximizing your offensive advantages. And I wanted to ensure that you can shoot consistently on this build while incorporating some of the upgraded layup styles and dunk packages. And that really gives you the tool to score from anywhere on the court. Now, on defense, the steal rating makes a significant difference, even against players with high driving dunk or finishing attributes. This archetype can snag those steals. You know, it really does turn defense into instant offense, and playing on this build, I feel like there are no limitations, particularly on that offensive side. Despite being one of these shorter players, you can still make a massive impact, and that really does prove that height isn't everything in NBA 2K25. From the gameplay that I'm showing you, it's a true testament to how effective this build can be, and it really does showcase how each height and archetype does have its unique strengths this year. You know, in one-on-one settings, I can say that the abundance of attributes that we get at this height really does allow you to be one of the highest performers offensively, even in team settings. In the rec, expect to draw double teams, which opens up opportunities for easy assists. At the start of NBA 2K25, there was a lot of talk around 5'9" guard builds, and for good reason. These smaller archetypes have a huge impact across the floor, both offense and defensively, and this year's meta really shows that every height and archetype can shine. You know, depending on how you choose to upgrade and play, whether you're making a 5'9" defender or a 7'3" sharpshooter, it's all about how you tailor your build. And in my opinion, playing on shorter builds, especially this year, has been incredibly satisfying and rewarding. You know, dribbling on these builds feels so much more impactful, but not just because of the offensive scoring potential, truly because you can be a sneaky defender with focusing on steals. You know, I've had countless games where I've managed to get stops against taller players, proving that this build can succeed pretty much against any opponent and setting. You know, man, shooting on this build is becoming even more enjoyable due to the fact that you get so much stamina, and especially when it comes towards dribbling this year with a rate boost, that makes a significant difference on the offensive side. You know, to even replicate a small part of Allen Iverson's game in NBA 2K25 is truly a special feeling for me, and dribbling on builds of this type makes shooting off the dribble, and even after ankle breakers, so much more satisfying. The stamina you maintain really does allow you to dribble out the clock and, you know, making the gameplay not just enjoyable, but a true replication of Iverson's style. You know, this Iverson build, it's not just about recreating his attributes and stats, but it's all about doing everything that Iverson can actually do on the court. The confidence you gotta have, the agility, of course, but being able to be a relentless scorer and beast, and that defensive tenacity, it's all about playing with that same level of intensity, creativity, and that really had an impact back in the day across the league. So I encourage you to try out one of these builds, experiment with what you can do. It's really going to change the way that you play on your normal builds in NBA 2K25 this year. And I'm interested in y'all sharing your favorite moments or plays from Allen Iverson's career down below. And for those of you who have been playing 2K for some years, how do y'all think this build compares to builds of the past? Do you feel like these builds are actually better? Or do you think builds of the past were? You know, your comments down below have been overwhelmingly positive. You know, with so much of y'all appreciating these kind of videos, I truly just want you to know that I see you. I love you, man. Shout out to the Rich family. I challenge every single one of you to make an archetype like this. And if there's another NBA player or build that you're eager to see, drop some suggestions in the comment section. And I just want to say thank every single one of you, the Rich family, for y'all continued support. Most importantly, I thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for another day and another opportunity to build the most positive, Christ-like minded community within the 2K community and on YouTube as a whole. We're part of something special, man, because we're being led by Jesus Christ, and I appreciate each and every one of you being on this journey with me. I'll keep dropping these builds and gameplay for you, so if you're looking for more, check out my channel for, you know, countless videos on archetypes that could be the right one for you. I can say that 5'9" builds have a huge advantage this year, so even if you want to go up to 6 feet, that's another great option. However, it's all up to you and your play style. But if you want to get more bang for your buck, I guarantee you, if you go with the lower height, you're going to get a lot of extra badges, possibly animations, but you're going to have a huge impact, not only on that offensive side, but all around the court, man. 5'9" builds, I can say, especially for dribbling and scoring, they are definitely the wave and should be your go-to when it comes towards any game mode. I've actually used this build in the rec, and I can say it's one of the best team players, especially once you get scoring. It's really going to allow you to spread and open up the floor and really get some easy buckets, whether it's for your teammates or yourself. This is a great build, and the main takeover that I really like to run is going to be Deep Bomber takeover ability, and that's pretty much a given with these kind of sharpshooter builds. So if you have any types of changes and adjustments that you would make, feel free to cater towards your own play style, but I promise you, you can take this build into the 1s, the 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s. This is going to be an archetype that you can really find success with. You know, thank you for watching. So if it was your first time coming through, be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Smash that like button. Turn on post notifications to be a part of the Rich family. Comment down TG for thank God and where you're tuning in from, and I will definitely be sure to get back to you with a response. And with all that being said, though, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.